Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be making a specialty button in the amazing program called Touch Portal. What this button is going to do, it is going to make us a marker, it's going to transition our scene, and all of this in one shot. So that way what we can do is we can hit the button, it'll make the marker, it'll transition to our intro, and then it will transition back to our main gaming screen. So let's bring over our amazing program here. Now we are doing this live. In fact, I'm going to put this where I am smaller because I'm getting fuzzy on you guys, and I do apologize. But as you can now see, this is your average home screen style. I have deleted buttons, I have modified buttons, but we're going to do this all from scratch. We're going to come right over here. Now mind you, this is an empty square. There is no button, there is no programming, there is no nothing. Now if I tap this, you will see all this stuff here that this can control. It's got Twitch, Philips Hue, Twitter, Streamlabs, OBS, XSplit, you name it, it can do it. This is an all-in-one, all-encompassing program, and it's amazing. It really is. So first things first, we want to go, and we're going to make a name for it. We're going to call it the Stream Tut. Tut being short for tutorial. Okay, now you can set the background just about the lettering any color you want. I prefer to keep it white in this particular sense. I like it at the bottom. I like it centered. Text size is all, so whatever you want to do, you can do transparent backgrounds, which just change how that looks. Of course, you can change icons, stuff like that. But first things first. We're going to go down here to Twitch. And what we want to do is set a if command. So we will go, I believe it is in, 1 second here. If state right here. It's under logic. So you click on if state, and this is what's going to control most of what's going on. Okay, so if we want to go to this button state is set to off, okay, we've got that kind of set up. Okay, now you go over here, I believe it's toggle button state. It's under actions. You will drag this and put that right there. Oh no, I'm in the wrong one. Let's see here. Set custom state, change button state. There we go. So I was clicking the wrong one. It needs to be toggle button state or change button state. Okay, so we'll switch that to on. Okay, now you might think that that's all of it. All this will do is toggle the button on should it be off. But we want to make it where it's a two-part button. So we click on else. We'll put else right there. And then we will change button state again, just underneath of that. And we will do that right there. So what this is doing is if the button state is off, it'll turn itself on. Or else, if the button state is classified as on now, it will turn it off. So that's all you're trying to do right there. Now, this is fine and dandy because yes, it is making this on press. But now you got to go over here to the event. And the event is where things start to get a little on the tricky side. Okay? Because now this is where you tell the system what you want it to do. So when button state, no, delete that. No, that's right. When button state changes to on, okay, let's see here. I did this just the other day. Nope. Because I made myself a button already for this. I have to remember where everything is. If state, else change button state, toggle button state. You know what, we're going to save that. I want to see what this one's actually under. Let's see here. Change icon to. Oh yeah, that's right. So this is actually an action to just change icons. So we'll go back into this. When button state is on, okay, what we can do is we can do one of two things. We can make it where, I believe it's under utility. Nope. Button state changes. Dynamic text updater. Well, what we can do here is we can just do the standard. Okay. We can set it to, where is it? Nope, that's set stream title, set stream marker. Marker description, touch portal created marker. Hit OK. Now, that right there will make the marker. Then we can go and have it, these are all your different, clear chat, Twitch commands, text commands, stuff along those lines. So then we go over here to OBS. Then we set scene. Okay. So, yeah, set scene. And I can set it to, let's say since we're in gaming right now, we'll go to talking, okay? Then we have to set a timer. Wait for timer. And let's set it to 100 milliseconds. Then we go back down to set scene, gaming. Now, that should be everything we need right there. So, I'm using my talking and my gaming. So now if I save this, I should be able to tap the button. It'll set it to talking. It didn't set it to talking for some reason. Maybe I need to set the delay longer. Let's do 600 milliseconds. Okay, that time I saw it skip. So we'll go back into it and we'll change the timer to something even more. I wish it wasn't set to where it was milliseconds, because milliseconds is something hard to gauge. So let's do 2000 milliseconds. Save it. Hit the button. Changes over to talking. then it pops back on over. Now milliseconds is really, really a big pain in the butt. So let's say we just did 2,000 and it was enough to at least say a few words. So 6,000 milliseconds. Okay. Now the button is only set to one way, so I have to clear it. And then I can do that. We'll talk for a second, everything's fine. Then it should transition us back on over. So what that just did was that created a stream marker right before it transitioned us over into talking. Then it transfers us back to gaming. It's not as difficult as what some other buttons can be. Now we could also have this set to an event where it's off. So now delete when button state changes to off. Of course, we can do the stream marker again. Okay. But we're not going to. All we're going to do at this point, just because we've already got a stream marker system set up. Well, if I'm doing this for Nork, I'll do it. Okay? Because you guys don't see the marker. I see the marker after everything's done. So, we'll go over here and we'll just do the scene set stuff. So we'll go to set scene. We will choose our scene, which will end up being, we'll just for the purpose of this, set it to the switch, go back up, wait for timer. We'll do another 5,000 there. Then we can, okay, we're up in logic, set scene. We'll go back to talking. Why not? That seems like it's a good one. Let me refresh my cam because it does look like it's getting blurry on me. There we go. Okay, so now when we save this, right now there's no icons on it at all. That is a completely different thing. I can't remember how to set icons at the moment for the changing icon. So now it'll do this because now the button state is off. Then it takes us into talking. If I turn it back on, it brings us into talking, which we're already in. And then it should transition us into gaming. Now, I will show you guys, actually, with me holding my phone up. Right now, we are in gaming. The button is classified as on. If I tap the button again, now we're in the switch. And now we're in talking. If I go over to gaming, just to show this, same button, same exact button. If I tap it again, which turns it on, it does its little timer, and then it turns us right back into gaming. So that is how you turn around and set up a button that will A, set your marker, B, change your scene, C, wait the time frame that is necessary, and then revert back to the original scene or whatever scene you wish it to be. And then it can do the exact same thing in reverse. So in Nork's case, he could hit the button, it'll make a marker, he can set a timer to do his natural introduction, then from there, it will play his intro, and then transition back to his screen after a short delay. Then from there, he can do his coverage, he can hit the button again, which will do his outro instantly, have a small delay, and then go back to the primary screen yet again. I figured this would be a good way to show how that works. When I figure out, when I remember how to change the button assembly to where how this one does its little thing, which is this purple state here. It's not under logic, which is weird because I could have swore I saw it there when I set up the other stuff. Now let's see here. Change button state to ID, toggle button state. When button state changes, which is not what we're looking for. Now it's purple and not blue, but then again, these are classified as events, but they're also not. So I think it might be, so let's see here, change button visuals, cancel, icon size, change icon to. Okay, so this is actually what we're looking for right here. So change icon from file. We're going to go here, which is an Firefox generic add, which is this right here. And then on my phone, what'll happen is once this button's been activated, it turns it into the Firefox generic icon. I'm glad I figured this out because I couldn't remember what it was. Okay, now when the state gets turned off, we can change the icon to, let's choose one of their icons. Let's choose the camera. Okay, add. And then we will bring that right up here. And we will delete this. So now, when I hit save, let me transition all this real fast. Okay, right now the button's classified as off. So I will show you guys an uppy closey. As you see, it is the Firefox logo. Now, if I hit the button, the icon actually changes, but because the button itself is not transparent anymore, there it goes. Now it is the camera. It's got its name, and it's got the representation of what it is. Now the button's activated again. It should be transitioning us to gaming here in a moment. Voila, there you go. Now they do happen to have very, very large icon packs. From everything you could possibly need for Adobe Acrobat Reader, for Photoshop, for everything. And you can get these packs for free offline. But until next time, my friends, until the next tutorial is needed, I wish you all the best of luck.